So the Crew 2 doesn't officially launch until the 29th of June, which is about 3 days from now. But if you bought the gold edition of the game, which costs $100 that I happen to be able to get for $80 through an online retailer, you were able to play 3 days early. So as soon as the game released at midnight in your local time zone, mine being Eastern US time, I hopped right on, and I subsequently played about 4 hours until about 4 a.m., went to bed, got up at like 11 or 12, and then I've been playing since, and it's about 7 o'clock tonight. This is going to be what is going to be a continued series of showcasing the different expensive kind of like hypercars and supercars that exist in this game. But we're going to get in the car, and I'm going to showcase it a little bit to you guys, first person, third person, listen to some revs, do that type of stuff. So first, we're just going to start with the interior view here so you can get a look around. You can see that the interior view is super nice. It's very well modeled. I think the Crew 2 does a really good job of modeling cars. I think the first one did a good job as well. Steering wheel is exactly how it is in real life. And I think the steering wheel is probably the most important part of modeling a car in a game, because cars specifically design wheels. Like an Audi RS type wheel that's in the like TT and the RS3 and the RS6 and the R8 has the flat bottom. This wheel has kind of like a more boxy, wide feel to it to give you kind of that wider control over it, which is super nice as well. I didn't touch the wheel for a while there, or my personal wheel. I'm switching between wheel and controller here because I feel like controller is better for driving. But we're just gonna look around it real quick here, get a couple of quick, nice looking shots that the game puts up for us automatically. So you can see how well like modeled the car is. It's very exact. The Ford GT is one of my favorite cars. It's probably my favorite like supercar, if you will, because it's American, even though I'm a Chevy guy. But I love this car. So the interior is there. This is the exterior shot of the car. Now, I went for an orange because orange is my favorite color. It's kind of like the Ford Heritage orange that they put out this year for like the, I think it was the Focus RS Heritage or something like that. It's sort of like that. It's, I think that one's a little bit more metallic. Mine is definitely all matte. And then the two white pinstripes down the middle, because that's just what you have to do on any American sports car, supercar, muscle car. The double pinstripes, it just works so well, especially with this low front end of the Ford GT. So one last thing before we get going here, because I want to mention it. So if you know the Ford GT, you already know this, but if you don't, there is a wing in the back that once we hit, it's 70 to 80 miles an hour, convert that into kilometers for yourselves. The wing pops up in the back to give more stability to the car in certain modes. This game obviously doesn't have driving modes, so it's just going to do it automatically. And then once that wing is up, if we're then above a certain miles per hour, the wing will basically put itself vertical to use as an air brake to slow the car down, adding more drag to the car, making it quicker to stop. And it's all functional in the game, which I think is very cool. Obviously, arcade game, so we have nitrous in the game, and that's what the two exhausts do. Those exhausts obviously exist, but they don't shoot nitrous in real life, though there are probably many people who wish they do. None of the least, probably John Cena, because he might have kept his car and not sold it, and then had to go to have a court battle with Ford over it. So we're right outside, so the house. So you can imagine there's going to be people doing some weird stuff. So I'm going to get out of here real quick. You can hear those downshifts. They sound really nice. So I don't really know specifically how the Ford GT necessarily sounds in real life. I know it sounds in video games, including like iRacing, Project Cars 2, and it sounds very similar to this. This obviously is more exacerbated and over the top, because that's the type of game this is. You want those loud, really like gurgly downshifts and upshifts and just that very meaty, aggressive sound. As somebody whips by me, and I believe that might have been a Corvette or a Porsche. But we are going to third person. Watch for this air brake as we get above that 70 to 80 miles an hour, and then watch it as it comes down as well. So you can see it's up. And then you can see as it uses itself as a air brake and then comes down once we get below a certain speed. Now, obviously, the real car isn't backfiring like that on downshifts. That's very much, I want to say, a GTA thing. GTA is very well known for doing that, like over-the-top exhaust downshift with the super loud, like, sort of downshifts, and it's just kind of a little absurd. I like it, though. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. So we're getting into night now, so you can see how I like the orange. The orange looks really nice at night. And then the thumbnail, you could see I kind of was using the in-game filter with some rain, and it even changes the color even more, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm just gonna take it for a quick spin so you can get an idea of how the car works. We're gonna do a little bit in first person, a little bit in third person, just cruising around on the street. So you can see if you're either looking to buy the game because of one car, or you're looking to purchase the car in-game yourself and want to know what it is outside of the 30-second test drive. I'm your man. Just cruising down the boardwalk. That's kind of where the skatiness comes in. If you could see, I can like drift the car. Okay, so I think that's probably a good kind of like quick introduction to the Ford GT, one of the, I think maybe the most expensive car in the game, but I don't know for sure. It's very much up there. It's a very expensive car, and it's going to take a while for you to get if this is the car that you're specifically wanting to get, because it's very expensive. I had some cars already unlocked that did me a decent job at getting me leveled up, but this is very much like my main hypercar now. Also, the Gold Edition gets you the Ferrari 488 Speciale, but I definitely prefer this because it's just faster, and who doesn't like fast? So we're going to be in the next video racing the car from LA to Seattle, like I said. So if you enjoyed, make sure to like the video, subscribe, do all that jazz, you know the deal. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.